and welcome to Top Class, a review of the happenings in education for the first term of the academic year 2015 to 2016. My name is Chris Satney. Just ahead of the actual start of the new academic year, the Ministry of Education's agenda for the year took center stage when stakeholders in education met to discuss important areas which impact on instruction within the classroom. Various sector heads made presentations and dialogue on several areas including school safety, effectiveness of schools, TVET, and a new education sector plan. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education Esther Brathwaite told the various representatives that with the financial issues currently confronting the island, the ministry had no choice but to do more with less.
In most cases, we have to be creative in how we move forward. A number of things that we need to understand that we cannot depend on government to supply all our needs. Right? And it is as much difficult out there with the private sector, but no doubt I think it is important for us to start putting pen to paper and look at proposals for funding.
Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis, who spoke at the instructional forum of the ministry, said the achievements in education should not be seen as instant, but instead as incremental with the wider goal achieved over a longer period of time.
There are a lot of people who want to comment on education, and everybody thinks they are pundits. Everybody wants to talk about education, but they don't realize that issues in education takes years and years and years. That what you may have started, somebody else will have to complete, or somebody else will have to continue with it.
A nice collaboration with the Ministry of Education helped prepare the young of Grosley for the kitchen, most specifically in the preparation of Creole dishes. The activity, which took place at the Grosley Primary, was part of a nice summer camp replicated throughout the island.
Presently in St. Lucia, the economy based on tourism, and I don't think tourism will stop for now. So we've got to have some people in authority to encourage the kids to go, do cooking, do different things. You don't have to bring somebody else from overseas to be a sous chef or a chef in St. Lucia. We have people right here in St. Lucia who might believe that can do such work.
19 St. Lucians were announced as recipients of Taiwan scholarships for 2015 when an award ceremony was held at the Orchard Center in Union.
By studying abroad, the students not only benefit from improving professional skill from various institutions, but also can utilize the opportunity to explore and experience the culture of the Republic of China, Taiwan.
The Ministry of Education assisted a local youth group in its efforts to find assistance for its members. Permanent Secretary Esther Brathwaite handed over a laptop to a deserving member of the group known as Involve.
What we hope to do is to improve, to nurture, to help with volunteering, and to bring the youth and the old together.
I'd like to thank the Ministry of Education for donating this laptop to me, Nikki Copen. And I would like to say I will make very good use of the computer.
The Minister for Education expressed optimism about the country's ability to provide better support to children with special needs. Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis, along with a team of ministry officials, mounted a tour to Barbados to witness firsthand the strides being made by that country in the area of special education.
We need as a government to take a more increased role in how we cater for students with special needs, because I personally believe that we are beginning to see more students who have special needs, and the government, this government, the administration of the St. Lucia Labour Party, I must tell you the government has done a lot to move in, for example, giving $200 per term, I think it's per month, through the Ministry of Social Transformation to parents with children with certain disabilities. I think that is helping, but I think we can do a little more, because these parents, they have to feel that they are being assisted by the state.
Some 10 St. Lucians left the island for Cuba to undertake studies in dentistry, medicine, and postgraduate medicine. The 10 Cuban scholarship holders gathered at a farewell activity organized by the Cuban embassy ahead of their trip to the Spanish-speaking Caribbean country.
We are sure it will be a very fulfilling experience. Remember that they are also going to learn Spanish while in Cuba, and we think that also being Cuba a Caribbean country, it will be an experience that will enrich their lives. They will make a lot of Cuban friends, and it will deepen even more the bonds of friendship and understanding and solidarity between our two peoples.
The island hosted some 16 youth ambassadors from the Republic of China, Taiwan, as part of that country's International Youth Ambassadors Exchange Program, whilst in St. Lucia, the delegation paid a courtesy call on Education Minister Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis.
10 years, St. Lucia and Taiwan have developed a closer relationship, especially with regard to the number of St. Lucian students who are studying in Taiwan. But we really appreciate what the government and people of Taiwan are doing for St. Lucia, and we want to thank you because you are the people. You represent the people of Taiwan. You are the ambassadors.
The Sir Arthur Lewis Community College marked the start of the new academic year with an official welcome assembly to the theme, I Am Here on Purpose. With song and dance, existing students welcomed new entrants to the college and praised the Almighty for the opportunity of a tertiary education and to pursue it with excellence, as the school's motto states.
Commit yourself to what is positive. What is the now or the convenience store mentality is not the way to go. A moment of fame can destroy your future.
Several awards were dished out when the Junior Achievement Awards held its annual ceremony. National Achiever of the Year went to Keegan Patrick of the St. Mary's College. Best Attendance Award went to J.A. Express Designs of the Babonneau Secondary, whilst the Dazzle of Choselle Secondary walked away with the award for Best Records, and Camilla Monrock of the Babonneau Secondary received the award for Salesperson of the Year. The Governor General's Award for Innovation went to Jem Papier of the George Charles Secondary, who also captured the coveted Company of the Year title. The Ministry of Education celebrated a milestone. A newly released Education Sector Development Plan for St. Lucia is being seen as extremely instrumental in transforming the present education system to one that better prepares the educated for life. The plan is the Ministry of Education's blueprint for education in St. Lucia for the next 5 years.
Implementing the ESDP will require transformation of the current management system of education. And whilst the MOE continues to manage programs and its resources, it has been under severe pressure to improve performance in nearly all areas. Current management and implementation of the education sector will be reviewed, and the changes may include organizational restructuring and leadership development, comprehensive human capacity building and development, redefined administrative systems and business processes.
At that forum, the Minister for Education, Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis, reiterated his view for the use of technology to be fully embraced by educators to make instruction more appealing and simpler for today's children, exposed to a host of technological advances.
I am convinced that we, as the planners, we must change the mode of delivery. The young people are in a different age. If you want to meet them, you have to find them in the areas where they will congregate. They're in social media. They use social media. They're not interested in reading just the newspaper anymore. And education must reflect the changes in our system.
The school feeding program of the Bellevue Combined received a boost with the refurbishment of the school's kitchen and the commencement of an eating area for school children. The project, funded by the Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), brought together parents and guardians of students attending the institution and other community members to a kudme to build the eating area and start up a garden for the school. Meanwhile, an act of kindness by the St. Lucia Electricity Services Limited was seen as a plus to find sustainable solutions to children coming to school hungry. The country's lone electricity service provider handed over a complete kitchen and greenhouse at a cost of some $77,000 to the Vieux-Fort Primary.
Select cares because we also believe that our success as a company is inextricably linked to the success of our customers, communities, and the country. In exercising that care, we're powering the nation, energizing lives, and empowering the future. And we do this not because we have to, but because we want to. That's the power of caring.
The progress of the implementation of the OECS Education Sector Strategy, OESS, was reviewed as chief education officers from across the sub-region met in St. Lucia. The meeting, funded by the United Nations Children Development Fund, UNICEF, also followed up on regional initiatives for advancing education within the sub-region.
We want to be part of that process, one, to understand what it is that is going on, and in the course of understanding, to identify which are the critical areas where we can put our very limited investment in the realization of the rights of children. Rarely has one partnership been as mutually beneficial and mutually respectful as the one we have with OECS. It is something that we will actually be documenting come next year when we are drawing the new country program.
The president of the St. Lucia Teachers Union warned against society shifting the bulk of the responsibility and care of their children to the local school system. Julian Monroe spoke at an education conference of the St. Lucia Teachers Union as part of Teachers Week 2015.
The school is a microcosm of the society. And if we want to bury our heads and believe that the violence, etc., that takes place in the wider society will not make its way to our schools, then we are fooling ourselves. And so therefore it is important that our Ministry of Education and the leaders in education begin to encourage a culture of safety in our schools.
A more scientific approach to dealing with issues of literacy in St. Lucia and the rest of the sub-region is being sought as an early learners program took root with the assistance of the U.S. Agency for International Development, USAID. An inception meeting of the program focused on the need to have students reading by grade 2 and to have competent instructors in the teaching process to achieve that goal.
We also found gaps in terms of teacher training. A large proportion of our teachers are actually teaching in areas that they are not trained to or qualified to teach in. So they may be trained, but they may be teaching a subject area that they're not qualified to teach in. We also found gaps in terms of literacy and numeracy. And for this reason, this project was conceptualized on this basis, with the view to improving reading across member states.
A drive by the Ministry of Education to raise funds for school children of Dominica affected by the passage of Tropical Storm Erica in August of 2015 was deemed a huge success. The initiative, dubbed Good Deed-a-thon, Give One, Save Many, collected just over 30,000 EC dollars.
I am happy to report today that it was a success and we were able to raise a total of $30,728.33. And I must express my gratitude as the person who came up with the idea and also the Ministry of Education as a whole, that the children, their parents, the teachers, the principals, the education officers, and the staff of the main Ministry of Education, everybody rallied, everybody supported, and we are very grateful indeed.
This is so generous. I know Chief told me about a presentation but I wasn't expecting such generosity. So on behalf of the children of Dominica, their parents, and the Ministry of Education and the government of Dominica, thank you very, very, very much to the Ministry of Education of St. Lucia. Thank you for suggesting to Chief the idea. I know you would have come up with something, but thank you so much. And I assure you that we'll put it to good use for the children who really need it.
A neurodevelopmental disorder which continues to affect several St. Lucians from early childhood received major attention after the first ever National Autism Awareness Conference was held at the St. Joseph's Convent. Autism is a lifelong developmental disability that affects how a person communicates with and relates to other people. It also affects how they make sense of the world around them.
Therapists came down from the USA with me, and so we had excellent workshops, facilitators, and really good speakers. So I remember one person told me they came here knowing nothing and they left with a wealth of information. So I think the masses, well, those here were educated, and they will bring that type of education back to their institution or organization, wherever they came from, back to their homes.
The cassava plant was put on showcase for its ability to be used in non-traditional ways, as several schools observed World Food Day with sampling and tasting of several dishes made using the cassava root. The schools displayed an array of dishes including lasagna, cakes, pies, and several finger food dishes, which can be used for cocktail parties and receptions.
The children today, they worked very, very well. They were given a very short time to prepare, and I think what they did was really, really out of this world. They have prepared many, many tasty items, and they have proven that cassava can be used as a substitute starch crop in our kitchen.
Court St. Lucia, in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, staged the 7th annual Court Schools Reading Competition, where 8 schools did battle for bragging rights. The competition encourages reading among the youth, assessing fluency, accuracy, enunciation, pronunciation, smoothness, confidence, and expression of the participants. Ariana Mercier of the Camille Henry Memorial was judged winner, whilst Marcella Braid from the Soufre Primary School came in second. Camille Henry Memorial emerged winners of the St. Lucia Football Association's District 2 football tournament, held between the 12th and 16th of October, right here at the SAP facilities in VG. Camille Henry Memorial edged out Gordon and Walcott Methodist Memorial in the finals, 2-1 in a very exciting match. In the third place match, Anglican Primary defeated Carmen Rennie Memorial 3-0. A program targeting vulnerable youth within the sub-region and aimed at reducing youth unemployment and poverty received its local unveiling to the picturesque Rodney Bay background. The activity, which was held on the vintage Black Magic sail ship, is expected to see some 100 persons benefiting from training in several areas in the maritime field.
The United Kingdom recognizes the critical importance of development of skills, especially within the youth sector. At-risk youth, disadvantaged youth, we recognize that it's very important for them to be able to identify opportunities to find employment, meaningful employment, which can transform them from being unemployed to being productive members of society, finding work after leaving school, etc.
2 former students of the Leon Hess Comprehensive who have made significant marks nationally served the present crop of students of their alma mater with the correct recipe for success.
Things don't just happen. We have to make things happen. With visionary leadership at all levels, collective effort, hard work, dedication, and sacrifice, we can soar to the very top.
Education is really about developing the power of reasoning and judgment. It is a very important tool that you need to ensure that you can participate in life in a meaningful way.
The annual St. Lucia College Fair got its 2015 staging, bringing together various institutions providing further education in St. Lucia and overseas, as well as funding agencies to one location to help prospective students make informed decisions on furthering their education.
Education is expensive. You cannot just believe that you can think about it in 1 month. and all the finance will be there for you. A lot of people are complaining that they've been to the HRD section and they cannot get a scholarship. Everybody will not get a scholarship. Besides, I'm a little worried about St. Lucian students that you are citizens of an age where information is readily available on social media. Students, it's good to be on WhatsApp. It's good to be on BBM, all of them that you do. But use them to find the information that you need to further your education.
The RC Boys Primary School used fun sports to inspire its students in the area of mathematics, particularly where problem solving is concerned.
Often mathematics can be very abstract in the presentation, so we would like to present practical situations to our boys to help them understand problems and to be better able to solve those problems.
8 secondary schools and 1 primary school benefited from a recently launched UNESCO Global Microscience Experiments pilot project. It follows on the heels of a sub-regional training on the subject to introduce teachers to the program that seeks to initiate a new hands-on approach to the teaching and learning of science.
8 secondary schools from each district. That was purposely done so we can get feelers from each educational district of the performance. And these kits will be piloted for 3 to 4 months. And as I said, 1 primary school, that's the Anglican primary. And monitoring will be done on a monthly basis. So reports are required to submit it at least once a month. So if you pilot for 3 to 4 months, at least 3 reports should be submitted. So these will be monitored by UNESCO and the Ministry of Education.
The Ministry of Education is said to be committed to the achievement of the United Nations National Development Goal for inclusive and equitable quality education and the promotion of lifelong learning opportunities for all. This disclosure was made by Minister for Education, Human Resource Development and Labour, Honorable Dr. Robert Lewis, as he addressed the 24th anniversary ceremony of the George Charles Secondary School.
And quality education can only come if we have quality teachers, quality facilities, and we begin to give inclusive and equitable education to all children. Let's forget about the children people say who will never make it to the next level. Education is not about what you went in with, it is what you achieve over the time being. All children can learn.
An initiative to further develop the numeracy and literacy skills in school children whose parents can't afford extra instruction outside of the school has received major backing from the St. Lucia Social Development Fund, the SSDF. Some 20 children from several schools on the island at a recent ceremony received software packages which can be used at home to help improve weak areas. The program, dubbed Sponsor to Teach a Child, was initiated by the organization known as Growth and Development Empowerment, of which Shira Yudovic is coordinator.
It's an initiative that was developed based on the fact that lots of children need help with different subject areas, and some of them parents can't afford extra lessons. And of course, a lot of the children, they are slow learners, so some aids were developed to help them at home. Some of them, if they missed school a day or they didn't pick up, at least they can have this program at home.
The Plainview Combined School emerged winners of the 3rd annual Mental Mathematics competition held at the Blanchard Combined School. The competition, held among the 9 primary schools within the district, is being used to inculcate a high level of interest in mental arithmetic among students.
The competition was organized mid-May because we recognized in the district that there was a need to improve mathematics in our district, and specifically mental arithmetic, because a number of times when our students calculate, they are very quick to look for a calculator or to look for pen and paper. But we wanted to develop the mental abilities of students.
The 4th annual Digital Festival of Fun was staged at the Beauséjour Indoor Facility. The activity is specially designed to engage children with special needs in a day of fun and games, face painting, and a host of other activities.
Giselle is very passionate about the special needs community as we continue to show support to you. Today is your day to indulge, to celebrate and have extraordinary time with us and participate carefully in fun sports.
A Teachers' Conference of Education District 4 is being seen as a platform for promoting teamwork as a means of achieving the goals of the district and by extension the Ministry of Education. The conference held at the Marigot Secondary School brought together over 200 principals and teachers from the various schools within the district under the theme Fostering Collaboration, a Key to District 4's Excellence.
Let us be a powerhouse in a child's life. Let us be the individual that this one child says 20 years down the line, this teacher, this principal made a difference in my life.
And that was Mrs. Fiona Meyer, Education Officer for District 4, bringing our program to an end at the Corinth Secondary School, a school which has undergone major reconstruction, mainly to one of its wings. I am certain that the Ministry of Education, principal, teachers, and students alike are all looking forward to this new wing being put to full use, bringing to an end the shift system which was instituted to accommodate construction. This has been Top Class, a review of the happenings in education for the first term of the academic year, 2015 to 2016. On behalf of the entire communications team, I am Chris Satney. Class dismissed.